Are we going?
Hey guys.
Hey guys, happy Thanksgiving. I just got to Atlanta after SmackDown last night. Yes, those 3 NXT girls laid a whooping to me, but I'll handle that next Tuesday. We're here today to talk about Second Nature before we have our Thanksgiving feast.
And happy Thanksgiving to all of you from the Nature Boy and the Nature Girl, the Queen.
Thanks, Dad. So while we're here, I want to start off with our favorite Thanksgiving memories since it's Thanksgiving. I had a lot to choose from, but I think my all-time favorite Thanksgiving memory is it was my freshman year of college. And you know what happens freshman year? I got introduced to fast food, even though I was playing volleyball. And my little brother Reed had just gone to boarding school. So he picked me up from the airport for Thanksgiving break, and the first thing he said to me when I got in the car was, "Hey, Cheeks." You think that's funny?
I remember that so well.
So wait, so it gets
freshman,
better. And I'm like,
freshman 30.
Dad, calm down. It was like freshman 25. Okay, it was freshman 30. So we're in the car, whatever, we're just joking, catching up, and then we get to the house, and my grandmommy was in town that Thanksgiving, and she has this special dish called squash casserole, and I don't know, like, grandmommy makes it the best, right? So Reed and I always fight over it, even my sister Megan and David, and I went up for seconds that night, and Reed was like, "You sure you want to do that?" And he just like wouldn't let it go. But I just remember those particular moments, just him being like, "Sure you want to do that?" And it was just funny. What about you, Dad?
Well, I've got so many favorite Thanksgivings, but I guess I wasn't thinking about this when we talked about it earlier. My favorite Thanksgiving obviously would be Starrcade '83 when I won the world title back from Harley Race. But on a personal note, my favorite Thanksgiving is when my former son-in-law Mark and I and Reed were roasting a turkey.
Megan's ex-husband.
Megan's ex-husband.
Not mine.
Sorry. Yeah.
Should I be laughing at that?
We can't confuse those. Anyway.
Dad.
No, the names I mean. Anyway.
You have anyone to make jokes there. No, okay. Not even make Conrad laugh.
Is this pick on Rick now okay?
No.
Okay, so what I was saying was we attempted to roast a turkey on our beautiful 2-acre lot, and Mark spilled the grease all over the grass and left a spot 6 foot in diameter that killed all the grass. And all I can remember is Ashley's mom out on the balcony screaming, "What have you done? What have you done? What have you done?" We're roasting a turkey. It can't be perfect.
Oh, because it spilt the hot No, you guys just emptied it on the grass instead of taking it.
No, Mark did. I didn't. Mark and Reed.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that same Thanksgiving, our dog, Sergi, ate one of our frozen turkeys.
Yes.
So then they had to get a turkey from... I don't know. Did we just not have turkey, or was there 2? I don't know, but Sergi laid there for days. I don't know if that was that Thanksgiving.
Oh, that could have been. Yeah, Sergi.
But
Sergi
speaking... What would you say?
Well, I was talking about Sergi with our dog.
Oh, so also this. I don't think I've ever shared this memory. But you remember when Sergi got out on the golf course and you had to run out in your little
underwear
on our golf course?
He jumped in the pond.
Yeah. So we lived on the 18th hole in this neighborhood called Piper Glen in Charlotte, and our dog Sergi, it was like 7:30 in the morning, took off out of the backyard and was on the 18th hole running where the pond was, and he was out there. My mom was yelling at him to go get him, but he was in his, like, it looked like his wrestling trunks though.
Yeah. At 7:30, we had just moved into the house. The dog had never seen the pond. Of course, he was off and in it. Took me a half hour, and actually, he was using the restroom on the 17th hole putting green. So, and Piper Glen was a very prestigious neighborhood.
Did you clean that up, John?
I did, yeah. As your mother commanded it, so.
So speaking of Starrcade, we'll be at Starrcade this Saturday in Greensboro.
Yes.
I'll see you there, Natty. What was your favorite part about the book, or favorite section, or Your favorite section.
Okay, I say this. I know you don't like me to say this.
Dad, I told you before. No, I told you before we started. Pick your own memory. Everyone knows you love me.
I didn't know I was going to say that.
Because you already told me.
No, I was going to say the fact that it's never been done before that I know of where a father and daughter co-author a book, and I think it's phenomenal.
Oh, he didn't tell me he was going to say that.
Yeah, it's phenomenal, and it's very honest. It's very open. We discuss things that we both know about each other, but we opened up to the world about things, and I think that's always interesting. It makes for good reading. And to co-author it with my daughter, along with the other stuff that we do together as a result of her success in wrestling, is a big deal to me.
Oh, Dad.
How about that?
What was your favorite part to talk about? For you, wrestling.
Well, my life's an open book. Wrestling-wise, I don't know what. I've got so many wrestling memories. I say it over and over again. The most favorite memory of my wrestling career right now still goes back to Houston when you beat Nikki Bella for the title. All my stuff is secondary to that. Prior to that,
I asked him to come up with a different memory.
Well, that's my most memorable thing.
And
then, of course, last Tuesday was pretty special, too. So there you go.
Oh, yeah,
Coming back to Charlotte, your hometown, and winning the title, me being there, because I haven't been able to travel a lot, as everybody's aware of. So I made the trip just to surprise you.
What was the hardest part about writing the book? You know, I know you say your life's an open book, but there's probably some challenging stuff to talk about in there.
Well, back then, to be honest with you, I was drinking, Conrad, so a lot of it I just sat down and had a couple of drinks and told Brian like it is.
Well, your life was a little different.
One time, I had to get my hair done, and I was in, gosh, I can't think of a small town in Pennsylvania, and the two guys that I was going to at the time, I had to go to them, and Brian flew in and sat there while I was getting my extensions taken out, put in, my hair colored while I'm telling my life story. So the guy that was doing my hair, his name was Brandon at the time, probably learned a lot. Yeah. But for me, it was easier to journal on flights. Like if I was leaving out of Orlando, say I was on a raw loop, I'd leave on a Friday and, you know, just spend the flight typing, because I hadn't really thought about a lot of things that I didn't want to prior going to FCW. But I think my favorite part for me to share for me to share in the book was just how much the girls meant to me at FCW, because this wasn't something that I ever thought I was going to do, or it was never a dream. So to share, you know, how much it meant to me that they had spent so many years wanting to be wrestlers, and then me wanting to be as good as them. I really enjoyed talking about, you know, the Four Horsewomen and Natty, and then, you know, Nikki being a star, but also it was very therapeutic, opening up about what I was ashamed of, you know, for so long, because, you know, I am embarrassed, you know, that I'd been married twice, and I felt like, okay, it's out there, I have nothing else to be embarrassed about, because I feel like people just made fun of me that I was just like my dad, and that just really bothered me. So just to put it out there and to be able to explain myself, even though I shouldn't have to or feel the need to, that was very, it was good to get it off my chest.
And do you feel better now that it's all out there?
Yeah, because I'm like, there I am.
But so before the book comes out, are you like really anxiety ridden about how are people going to view this?
Every day. Like one day I'd be like, oh, I want to share this, and then the next day I'd think, oh, let's just leave it out, and then I'd be like, oh, I want to share it. No, and we worked on it for 2 years, and it was just constantly like this, because I spent all this time in FCW that turned into NXT and then the main roster, building this character that's not relatable or vulnerable, and I'm not like Charlotte in my real life. I'm very like spastic, and I overthink things, and I'm not always put together, but I built this superhero that I needed. So to hide behind this character and not open up about my personal life was, you know, easy. Escape. Like doing this Facebook Live is a really big deal. I don't even have Snapchat, and it's 2017, just because I feel like I have this character that I can pretend to be. Not that I don't live the gimmick. Well,
You're
did
wearing
get
a
this-
robe, so
No, I got this fur coat just to be like my dad for the ESPN 30 for 30 New York thing. I was like, I'm gonna walk into this premiere with a fur coat. It's not real. It's fake, but it looks like him.
Rick, is there anything you can recommend about the book? I mean, if you had to tell somebody who's sort of on the fence about whether or not this is the perfect Christmas present to this weekend for Black Friday for the wrestling fan in their life, how would you sell it to them? How would you explain this book?
I would just say that it brings a lot of truth and honesty to two people's lives that know each other better than anybody. And, once again, whether it's right or wrong, Ashley is almost my best friend as opposed to being my daughter. And that sometimes is good and sometimes bad.
I don't listen.
She's at the point right now where she thinks she's better than me in the ring and talking. So if you haven't ever watched Ride Along, go back because for all the good, she can unload them.
First of all, it was a 4-hour drive.
Yeah.
Was that after Hell in a Cell?
No, but it commenced at midnight.
Or Royal Rumble? I don't know. It was after a pay-per-view. And it was a 4-hour drive. And they stuck us together. And he was tired. And we got lost. And the light from Right Along was bugging him. So we didn't talk for like an hour.
No. And she was firing me the next day. Knew it, but didn't tell me. So I was said, tell me what's going on tomorrow night. I can't, Dad. Yeah, thanks.
Was that the night before I fired you?
Yes, there was.
That's
Baltimore.
So awesome.
Yeah, thank you. And I knew something was up, and she wouldn't tell me.
I was stressed out.
Yeah, I know. I was stressed out about telling me you were going to fire me. Yeah, I was stressed out about not knowing about it.
I didn't know I was. I didn't.
Yes, you
Dad.
did. They gave you the heads up, and you wouldn't tell me.
I don't know.
Tomorrow we're firing your dad. We can't have another Boston Airport incident.
Charlotte, tell everybody where they can pick up the book.
There you go. You just can't.
What's that?
They can pick up the book at secondnaturebook.com, Amazon, Barnes & Nobles. Am I missing?
Secondnaturebook.com.
Secondnaturebook.com. I feel like I had something to...
Well, we'd like to give away a few books, So what we want to do is maybe have a suggestion for how someone watching could maybe leave a comment.
Yes.
What do you think?
I think come up with your favorite Flair moment, whether it's a moment with us together, a favorite moment of him, his career, his personal life, me, whatever. We'll pick our 3 favorites in the comments and then send you a personalized book from both of us. And I hope everyone has a
I'll tell you
good
something else
Thanksgiving.
that's very nice. I don't mean to interrupt you, but Hunter wrote what is called
The forward?
the forward, and the forward I think pretty much says it all for Ashley and myself. I mean, Hunter's a great guy, but he's honest, and he wouldn't say something he didn't really think. So
Oh, these are the acknowledgments.
yeah. Anyway, the
There's the
forward by Hunter is absolutely fabulous, and he's our friend, but he's also not afraid, if you watch my 30 for 30, to say what he thinks about things that are up or down, especially in my personal life. So him writing this pretty much sums it up, and I couldn't be prouder or happier with what he said. It made me brought tears in my eyes before I even read the first chapter.
Oh, I know what I was going to say. For me, what I think, if someone wants to get this book, if you knew me just 5 years ago, you would never picture me here where I am today. So it just sends the message to anyone at home, find something that you're passionate about and that gives you confidence, because that's what this industry did for me, was give me goals and dreams, and I would have never thought that I'd be following in my dad's footsteps, but I just found something that I was really passionate about, and it doesn't matter how old you are or where you are in life, you can make the decision to change your path. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Let's-
Woo!
Woo!